Cool. Welcome to the Nines Premier League podcast, where we deep dive into the world of the Country Trucker Caps 9PL and bring you the latest updates, insights and discussions. Today we're interviewing returning team Reborn with Brad Takairangi and Reborn Fitness Hub owner Travis Young.
That's me, guilty.
Thanks for having me, fellas. This joint is off its head. I'm looking forward to the tour.
You say welcome.
Mate, it's unbelievable. Obviously, you didn't get there last year because you're building this mecca.
This is what I was doing.
This was the reason.
You see why now?
This is the issue, yeah.
I had a lot going on. So last year, this was meant to be done 2 days before we're going to do our opening day or something like that. No, sorry, it was the week before. It was the week before. And then it landed on the same day because we had to push it back a week. And we're lucky that we got in only a week later than what we planned as well.
Mate, leading up into that comp, the anxiety that I'd face, it with me and my team, of course, I'm not by myself in this, given you guys, there was obviously the MB1 Dolphins didn't get there as well. There's a couple of others. There's a lot of pivot and swifting behind the closed doors. However, similar to yourselves, you've got this wonderful hub now. How is it? Members coming through, and you've seen some highlights before of Brad coaching some kids in amongst there as well.
Wasn't he? Uncle Tiki?
Absolutely free.
Yeah, we're flying it. We're, in terms of like where the business is going, we obviously had our business projections. We're well in front of all of those, so it's been a stressful but a very rewarding time because the first 3 months was actually really, really hard, not in terms of like the transition for downstairs, but there was just so much more moving parts than there was before. Yep. But now it's actually easier. So it's been a really good transition across the board for all of us, and now we're just kicking goals. And this has been like my plan since I was, first started running group trainings like when I was 19 years old. Yep. So to finally have the one-stop shop, and it's like my dream as well. Like you have your coffee, train, hot and colds.
You've got an enormous kids centre as well. For the size of this podcast studio in comparison to what the kids have access to,
I know.
It's pretty good. And you also got your mate with you, joining you along for the ride. So Brad, obviously you played last year, but tell us. You would have been watching on the airwaves, of course, Trav. But what did you learn from last year's competition?
It was good fun. It was good that a lot of the kids got to see a lot of their ex-idols playing, I guess. It would have been nice for you to have taught us the rules before we started playing. It ended up costing us in the semi.
Yeah, but you got sent him, he just doesn't do the reading.
Yeah, that's it. So that would have been nice, and the tent would have been nice. But I'm looking forward to having the tent and the rules and stuff for this year, for next year's competition.
Does your Wi-Fi work in this fitness hub? Because I emailed consecutively, constantly updating this peanut with all of our, T's and C's of how to play and what to do, but clearly there's something going on in the southern end of Sydney that it's not getting through. But
if you don't say to his face it didn't happen.
No,
correct.
No, yeah. Quite seriously, I sent you through some show notes and then you've gone, I have not read one of these things. So it's good to see that you're still everyone's favourite pest. But I suppose, drawing on last year, you had a pretty star-studded team. Like your recruitment was through it, off the charts realistically. Yep. For you guys to throw together that side, are you looking to sort of build a similar sort of outfit? Are you looking more locally? I know that you play for local side Tackers and you're saying that they suck at the moment. You don't think that you can draw from
that? Tack would never say that.
That is so rude.
No, my apologies.
But look, honestly, we had a lot of boys pull out. So obviously Trav, and we had Tommy Carr's meant to come out.
Oh, he's a dog. I don't talk about it.
We're actually not friends anymore.
I lost the mate because.
But we had a couple of boys pull out late, so I was just lucky we had a few boys up on the Goldie that could come and fill in. Greg Bird did a good job bringing a couple of these Southport boys along. Yeah. But we're looking forward to building our team. We had people that had big FOMO when we were up there playing who were in the team, pulled out, and then as soon as we started playing, they're like, I'm definitely playing next year, blah, 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 blah. So
if he doesn't get injured, that is.
Yeah, that's right.
Very injury prone. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who we're gonna tell is in our team, but I'll leave that at Uncle Tiki. He's the coach.
Well, the question is, are you going to have a run this year? There's no excuses now. Seriously, you've got the palace is built, and everyone wants to see the big dog have a run around. Yeah, obviously with Tax.
The best part about our team is there's about 4,000 NRL games between me. And there's the half Asian guy.
Mate, everyone needs one.
Yeah, everyone needs a half Asian guy, so it makes sense.
Mate, it's your branding, it's your team, essentially. Tackers is just there for the ride. And, I know that Greg had done some recruitment for you last year. You'd had what was it, Will Smith and a few other ex-NRL boys as well. That must have been fun, obviously, playing with those boys again and getting back around it. Obviously, playing with boys who you hadn't had a run around with as well and being out in the field with them. How did you enjoy that experience?
Yeah, I loved it. We ended up bringing Mitch Williams coming and played a hooker.
I hated playing against him.
Mate, he's one of the
New
most
South Wales
unlucky
origin
player to not play NRL.
Seriously.
But Trav played Oztag with him, so he jumped on board straight away.
That makes sense.
And when Trav pulled out, we were thinking, oh no, Mitch is going to go as well, but he was more than happy to come on and play.
He sent me a message like 3 days before saying, do you mind if I still come up?
Yeah, he's the best bloke ever.
Oh, no way.
Best bloke ever.
On and off the field.
He's a great bloke, though.
So good. And then obviously him and Zane played together at Wyong for a few years as well. So Zane Tedavano was up there as well.
Where's Zane now, bro?
Well, he's gone back to Wyong. So he was at Dogs, and then he's retired and gone back to Wyong.
Because Mitchie just... I hope this is common knowledge, but he's just retired as well.
Has he?
Yeah, over the weekend. I had to send in a little video for him.
Oh,
yeah, don't worry, I went MA, boys.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did. I let him know. I know there was a crowd, but I still wanted to let him know that I touched him in the appropriate places.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, he'll be playing for sure. He's straight back.
Yeah, he's first picked.
Yeah.
Well, I shot him a note. Would have been about a fortnight ago because we have got an elite women's category. I know that he's heavily involved in Wyong with the women's team as well. And he said, mate, I think this could be of interest. Leave it with me. Cricket, so I haven't got anything back yet. So maybe I'm not on the same level, but I loved playing against him. He was obviously New South Wales resident hooker for maybe as long as Cameron Smith was in Queensland. And one of those guys who unfortunately probably didn't get a shot that he deserved, but by all reports and the little time that I have been around him, he's just been a brilliant addition. And I suppose with you guys and I suppose with all of us now, we're aged similar, above that category of the partying lifestyle, etc. And you had your families up there last year. You're looking to do the same thing and bring your young ones up and get them around it.
I'll be taking mine up.
100%.
Yeah, our boys they go into the same school together. Same
brilliant.
Year.
So they'll run in the water.
Yeah,
awesome.
Boys, I think that was the best bit, was seeing all the kids up there. Like it was like a party sort of atmosphere for the adults, but you also had for the kids where they had all the jumping castles and all that sort of stuff going for them. So it was, filled both sides of the cup, I guess.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to enhance both sides as well. Again, we're going through Gold Coast City Council at the moment about taking up basically that whole patch of grass off the side of the hill. There's not a whole lot of shading at Tugun, but we're hopeful to secure some shading, and hopefully I can sort you out a 3x3 tent that you could stand under, because you're 6'7".
Well, it was 40 degrees last year, and we had zero shade. And that's the main reason why we lost on the second day, to be honest.
To be honest, I think that's the only reason.
It was.
If I'm being honest, I think you're hard done by.
And as the team started getting kicked out, he goes, there's a tent for you. And I'm like, mate, it's shading me out. Well, there's a tent now.
If I can go through my text messages, and it's like arrival time, this one, Bradley, be here at this time. He rocks up, 30 seconds before kickoff, and where's my tent? And I have 400 people around me asking where the ferry floss is and where I can get a beer. I'm like, Brad, go down there and have a look. It should be there. They've taken them all. He's carrying on. I almost feel like sending me off before he even ran on the field. But
he expects a red carpet, the old Uncle Ticky.
Absolutely.
We promised it, and we put a bit of dirt to sit on.
No, that's fair. Well,
grateful.
Who helped support you last year, and who's getting behind us again this year? Do you have any sponsors?
Yeah, we've got 2 sponsors so far. So we've got a glass company who did this. They did all their doors here.
Wow.
CBD Glass. So they're one of them. But we've got our big dog sponsor this year is Sydney Luxury Smash Repairs.
Yeah, right.
So he came on board 2 months ago. He hit me up and said, "You got any sponsors? Any sponsorships available?" I said,
"Have I ever?" How do you like KO, sir?
Yeah. So are you ready for this? And he jumped on board.
Straight
so
away.
we're going to do, and then we'll get more over the next 2 weeks. As I know, we're going to get the logos to you by the end of the month. But what we're going to do
end of the week,
well,
but you're all right. Just do the tackers.
End of the month. What are we in? Yeah, it's 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks. Plenty of time. We're doing our best work in 24 hours. We're fine. Yeah, but we're going to start filming a documentary series towards it as well.
Stop it.
We've got a few things that we're doing at the moment through the gym. So I've got a big fundraiser that we're doing in 4 weeks.
All right.
For a young girl that passed away, and her mum goes to the gym. It's the second time we've done it. It's called Forever 7. So we'll film that. Pat is doing a He's doing this challenge that Goggins has done before. You might have heard about it, but it's where you do the 4 in 4 over 48 hours. So you've got to run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Bloody
4
hell.
miles is about 6 kilometres, by the way. So we're going to film that, and then we're going to film pretty much me and Tiki talking shit.
Yeah.
About
very good at.
Unbelievable.
You'd have content for that.
We've got content for days, and it'll be so we'll go through our team, we'll talk about our team on the documentary, then we'll start doing our training. Hopefully we can get it, because a fair few of the boys already train here.
Yeah, great.
So we'll be able to go down, there's literally an oval down the road, we'll do some, probably 20, 40, 60 once or twice.
A couple of no-lookers.
Heaps. Plenty of flick passes.
Perfect.
Yep.
Heaps of flick passes. And then just heaps of kick-off.
Yeah, right.
And then we'll just do a documentary on that. Mainly the kick-off.
Mate, you're speaking the same language as some other teams as well, and I won't name them yet, but they're doing a very similar sort of roll-up for it, and they'll be training, which is great because people are not only buying into wanting to play in the comp, like you'd said, it was players who'd said, oh, no, I'm in, and then they pull out last minute, and you guys obviously showed a spectacle, the event itself went through the roof, and now they're going, oh, how do I get in here? Sorry, mate. You have to jump on the wait list. It's quite literally how come to the tryouts.
We'll definitely have some tryouts, I think.
But I think, I know that we have sort of encouraged all of our teams to have a charity arm. Do you think Forever 7 is the right one for you guys to look towards raising further funds?
We've got 3 that we could possibly do it for.
Brilliant.
There's one that we do at the start of the year called 100 for Harper. And then, like you said, Forever 7, which goes to the RPD Foundation. And then we've got another one. It's all along the same lines, our charities. It's all about kids that have passed away. And this guy, it's the last one, is Levi's Project.
Yeah, right.
He had his son pass away when he was only 7 years old. So it could be any of those 3. Because we've already done Harper, we've already done, we're about to do Forever 7, so maybe it is Levi's Project. So I am looking for something to do towards them.
Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you've come up with, because I think any one of those is a wonderful cause, and if you've got young ones, you know how hard that is to try and conceptualise as losing a young one. It's just full on.
Exactly. That's why it means so much to all of us here, the trainers in themselves are parents, so they get it. And then this gym is family based. That's what we pride ourselves on, having that family like community. So that's why we jump on board those types of charities.
That's awesome. Well done. I think an interesting part of last year, when I think I'd come to address both the Southern Sharks and you boys after the semi-final, how genuinely upset some of the players were. Like, Tackers was one of them. He was filthy that they had lost. And this is the competitor in blokes like him. Nighty was very the same. Like, I normally have good banter with Nighty and a bit of a laugh, and he was just wouldn't even look at me, sort of thing. I was like, I'm just trying to get around and show a bit of love. But it was awesome, and this is exactly what we want. We want to try and build this into a summer tournament where you play sort of 4 round games across the summer, and blokes like you get rewarded for it. You have a summer league where you can go back to, or we might see some earlier retirements and get blokes like Mitchie Williams in a jersey that can be paid for their services and enjoy themselves as well. So I think depending on who you're recruiting and who you might have on, do you have anyone that you can drop? Have you got players? Is there any from last year that you're gonna retain?
Yeah, most of them will be coming back. So it was unfortunate that we lost Toddy. Toddy done his habit early on last year, so hopefully the old boy can get right and can stay on for the
He played for
2
the
days.
Devils this year again, Toddy? Do you know if he played again this
Yeah,
year?
I think he's maybe 6 games is his quota. So I think he's saving himself for the 9s. That's what I hear anyway.
Yeah.
So as long as he comes back, because if he comes, my Fijian brother comes back as well, Big Abele.
He's
player of the tournament.
If it's not Mitch first pick, it's got to be him first pick. He was player of the tournament.
Absolutely.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, he was incredible. Like, he was basically a cheat code the whole time.
Absolutely. And every team needs one of those.
Yeah.
And he will be ours number 1 again.
You called that early too, Tiki. You said we need a Fijian in our team.
I did.
This is well before we knew that
That was
was going to come.
It's the model, though, right? It's the
from.
hybrid between a rugby 7s and a rugby 10s, being at the 9s, the league. You need to have those guys who can play that type of sport. And I think you were very clever at getting real wide from the ruck, or you get a 2 pass from Will Smith, and then you just turn him under. Yeah. And I'm going to get some reaction video. I'm going to get a reaction off you from the Touchy Feely. Shout out the Touchy Feely for one of their clips. Yeah. It's gone viral, and I want to see what your reaction is of both of you boys. We'll do it down the gym a bit later on of big Jeremy Lattimore trying to get at least one arm around one of the thighs of Abello.
I remember hearing from Lazio after it, and he goes, I made missed him 3 times in one play, and it was true. I didn't realise it was him. So when I actually dropped him off, and he was just palming everyone, he was just palming the same
Because you called that A-Tiki. You called that play.
I told him in the little warm-up, because we sort of... Was it touch-and-feel that did us?
No. You had Social Labs do you
Social
guys.
Labs did us, that's right. But I just said to him, look, I've got a little play for you. Like, you'd score every day of the week. I was lucky he pulled it off.
It's because you're a 5'8" in a back row's body, mate.
Correct.
I said that to him before, Mitch, just randomly. I go, bro, what's it like being bigger than most front rowers out there and being playing 6? It's the best.
It is so good.
Oh, man.
Well done,
I'd love to know what it feels like to be 6 foot. Not an issue for me, but so they're who you're trying to retain. And I know that you were last year on the podcast when I interviewed you guys, and it was really well done. Clearly, from the connection point and me being rained on at the Pirate Park in Palmy. I'll have to actually rehash that because that was a horrible experience.
One of the best podcasts ever.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I'm copping it from you two at the same time whilst getting rained on, and people sort of frown at me going, why has this bloke got a laptop open? But anyway, we move forward. 2024 into 25 is my year. And look where we are now. We're at a Mecca.
You're welcome. You can go and have a sauna after this too.
Oh, mate, I'll need it. That's who you're retaining. Is there anyone that you've got in the recruitment list that you're looking to try and bring in, or are there some, I suppose anyone who's retired or more recently retired that you would like to try and include, given that they might want to have a run around?
Yep, no, we've definitely got some big recruits coming. That was nice.
That's who we spoke to earlier.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's where the light just go then.
Palmy. Well, we do have some big recruits coming. We're not going to be able to name.
Oh, we're not.
No, we're not going to.
I love that from you, Tiki.
He's got to earn the right first. So it's just good to see him in person. Firstly,
is Birdman getting a start again? This year?
Birdman's in. Hopefully his calf's all right. He did his calf last year.
I have a word to him about complaining off the field as well.
Because you know what? Why we need Birdie? Because
he brings the shit.
He brings all this grubby shit.
Yeah.
So, and no one likes playing against grubs.
Yeah.
He's a grub.
So he just puts elbows into the young 18-year-old face.
He's a grub.
None of us would do that. So it's good to have him on your team doing that sort of stuff.
Well, he's one of the reasons why my insurance is through the roof. Year one, he split his face open on his forehead, and it was huge. And then last year, he's done his calf, and it's coiled up into the back of his leg. And I remember his wife was saying, "Greg, you got to get to the hospital. Like, we got to check this out." And he goes, "I just want to enjoy a couple of beers and sit down with my mates." I was like, "Mate, that's not okay. You won't be able to walk." And he's, but he does what he wants.
Good decision, Bertie. Great decision.
One of the greats.
I remember you also name dropping last year over the top of Travel, who's talking, saying that this competition is flawed because there's so much jumping. So I'd be careful with who you've already name dropped, because I'm hearing rumours that they're in different squads as well. So one, you've probably got to step up your recruitment and not leave it late. And two, or you've got to offer them something that
let's
they
just put it this way: like, we have 2 full teams ready to go.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So if I hear any whispers of that, they're out straight away.
Oh yeah,
because the replacements, they're young and they're coming.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So if you're thinking of jumping, Toddy, big dramas, bro.
Oh, how do you say that to a Dally M winner and a New South Wales halfback?
Yeah, he'll be right.
Yeah,
he'll be sweet.
He'll turn back up. And he's in a good place too. I mean, similar to you.
Seeing it, man.
Similar to you, Trav, and your story, mate. Like, more and more, this is the new age thing. A lot of blokes are being accountable and going, this isn't making me happy, and what makes me happy is, abstaining myself from the temptations of alcohol and drugs, and then making better fathers, better businessmen, better mates. It's really, really refreshing, and it's great for people to get around. I mean, I know that I've called you a couple of times and said I've listened to your podcast and I was super inspired, and it's really helped me in different parts of the stress of what happens within your day to day. So well done to yourself, and I suppose I just want to give a shout out to Toddy, but you've done that.
Well, I've reached out to Toddy a couple of times over the past 6 months as well. Like, how far he's come. I remember seeing him at I think it was Boydie's 30th, and having that chat with him now, then compared to him now, it's a completely different person, and it's just like a light switch. And I'm just so proud of him, because it could have gone either way there for a while, and he's just completely transformed his life. But my favourite part is, like you said, he's been so open and vulnerable, but that's helping thousands of men out there as well. Thousands.
Usually.
Yeah, so congratulations, Toddy. Shout out, brother.
Well done, bro.
Oh, yeah, and Piercy too.
Oh, yeah,
and
Piercy.
Mitch, absolutely.
Mate, one of the greats.
That's where I met Piercy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, the trifecta, you, Toddy, and Piercy, obviously.
it's so
What a combination.
But you don't. I think for yourself and obviously those two boys and Todd and Mitch, you sort of understand it, but you don't understand the ripple effect of what you are doing. Like it's huge, and I know even this fella's in career best shape. I mean, you were bigger at 22 when we were at the Roosters together,
Absolutely.
and now he's like super invested in his health and keen on getting around the kids, and it's just I think a lot of that stuff rubs off from you three guys. So well done on that. And I suppose going back on to Todd, obviously playing for another team, he doesn't care about Reborn. Who else are you looking to play? Like, have you seen our list of 16 that are in for next year? It's pretty red hot.
Yep.
Who are you looking forward to coming up against if you end up drawing them?
Well, I think everyone knows the answer. We still owe that Norman bloke from last year who wasn't in our team.
Norman Corey.
That's
Corey.
the one. Corey Norman, that's the one.
First I've heard of him.
Did you call him fence jumper last year?
Oh, one of the greats. Mate, he was sold. He was like the marquee.
Yeah, right.
Then all of a sudden, sorry, Brass, I'm out.
Went back with Alex Glenn, the Broncos stronghold.
And which is fair enough. Like, he had all those Broncos boys. So how good was it to see them playing?
Man,
that was cool.
And look, no offence to the boys that did make the grand final, but I think everybody wanted to see us versus them in the final.
Yeah.
Pretty sure half the crowd left after we lost.
Not many bums on seats, you reckon, for the Dogs and Southern Sharks?
Who was the other team?
Southern Sharks and
Southern
Southside
Sharks
Dogs.
and the Dogs, yeah. So they're going pretty good this year, the Dogs.
Mate, they go. Mate, I'm really looking forward to who Yasik. I'm actually doing a podcast with him tomorrow.
Yep.
Who he name drops in his side, because I know that he's been recruiting quite hard. And yeah, who knows where it'll sort of sit. But I'd watched some highlights from last year, and Musgrove's pass. I think he drew in about 3 or 4 legacy players just to offload to his winger to get through to the GF.
Wow.
It was pretty good. So I don't know. They'll be good. So you're talking Southside Sharks. And any of the international teams, you've got Matakisi there, who's a rugby.
Where are they from?
They're from New Zealand.
Yep.
Out of Auckland. They got they're a rugby sevens team that basically just tour around the world and slap everyone at rugby sevens.
Really?
I
So they'll
think
be
my calf's
stacked
up for that game.
Yeah.
You get a couple more Fijians for that game.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I think Micah's getting pushed out of Para, so maybe he can come jump.
Oh, yeah, right.
Maybe if you can.
Yeah.
Might get him a contract overseas. You never know.
That's right. Well, we've got Pacifica United coming over, and then we've got Port Moresby Vipers as well.
Oh, wow.
They feed into the Hunters, so they'll probably look to getting some players, not only locally, but they'll probably lean on like your Kyle Labour to the world. And I'd love to see David Mead come back out there, or Luke Page.
100%
Luke Page break some shoulders if he's up and available.
So that Port Moresby team, could we just make sure they're on the other side of the
that'd be
ball?
great.
And chuck them in Norman's pool, that'd be really nice.
Tick and tick, well done.
Yeah, because
well
we
done,
want
Ticky.
nothing to do with them.
Absolutely nothing, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I can already feel my hammy.
All right, just to wrap it up, give me one current NRL player that you'd want in that Reborn side, both of yous, one each.
Joey Manu.
Joey Manu.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine?
Oh, you put him anywhere. Do what you want.
Very versatile.
Just do what you want, Joey. Just go in there, just throw in the ball. Whatever you want to do, brother. Big enough to
That's
run
what he's doing
straight.
for a weekend as well, isn't he, really?
He can do a calf and then score a try.
the dummy.
A calf. Wait, that was a Tiki special.
Oh, my God.
Tiki, did you teach him that at the
It's a
Roosters?
cook-along thing, actually.
Is
Yeah, that
It
makes
is,
sense.
yeah. So you actually get to see us both do this at the end of the year.
Yeah, right.
That's the plan.
Well, I suppose he's off contract. And,
Well, no,
and
he's
transitioning into another
Into
contract.
rugby. Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
that's
all right.
right. Yeah, it's fair game.
We're an
Six-
independent body.
six
He can come
Absolutely.
for a cameo appearance at
Why
least.
not?
Some-
You tear your calf, he comes on with his torn calf, plays with Tuckers,
Who's
already got one.
Yeah, who runs like a torn coat. So, yeah.
Once again, 3 wins in a row. You're welcome.
Perfect.
Love
You
it.
are all welcome.
Brad, anything?
If it's not Joey, it'd have to be Kalen, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Reece Walsh too.
Oh, you have Walsh. You'd like him or Kalen. It's
Yeah. Well, there is
Yeah,
the
but
king
yeah.
as well. He's just recently retired.
King.
New Zealand.
Oh, my God. I'll be...
Sean Johnson, you're going to...
That's a great
DM?
idea.
Oh.
That's actually a great idea. One of the Cronulla greats.
Yeah.
Used to come to Reborn all the time.
Really?
Yeah, he's Mr. Used to train you as well.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, you've got an in.
So we've got a link.
you got an in.
Wow, around
We'll see if we can
that.
include him, but...
Shawnee, we're coming for you, Brass.
SJ.
And Class.
Did we just make a new signing?
Done.
I think we just had a new signing.
All right. Jody, you're gone. SJ, you're in.
Get the paperwork.
Oh, how good.
No, well, fellas, thanks so much for having me.
was a
Record
pleasure.
my show out of your place.
Yeah, that was weird.
We appreciate that.
That was so good.
So weird.
It's a bit of a change of guard, but yeah, thanks so much. Really looking forward to getting an update from you in about a month or so, seeing where your team lists are at and the banter that you can bring. Super appreciative of you both for jumping in and giving so much energy to the Nines. We love having you, and we're looking forward to it.
Pleasure, brother.
Thanks,
for having
brother.
us.
Let's go.
Cheers, boys.
Chat. Oh,
Freaks. Fucking gets hot in here.
does, hey, lucky to get
I forgot to put the aircon on before we came in.
Oh, God.
Because we're sitting directly above the saunas.